Good morning and welcome to Mid Morning. Child and baby product recalls recently hit an all-time high. One study found more than 84 million items were recalled in 2023 alone. Nikki Batiste reports on a mom who spent nearly a decade fighting for justice for her baby.
I mean, he was perfect.
In 2015, Kirsten Connolly gave birth to healthy twins Jamison and Dorothy and says with the help of Fisher-Price Rock and Plays, she and her fiancé James Hatch were actually getting sleep.
It was sleep saving, like people said it was.
But on May 16, 2015, Hatch put the infants to sleep in their Rock and Plays. A few hours later,
I heard James scream out, and I don't know, I think I just knew.
her son Jamison had stopped breathing in his sleep. He was only 6 weeks old.
It took my life. It took everything from me.
What were you told was the cause of Jamison's death?
We waited months, over a year, to be told nothing. Nothing. That's what it said on his death certificate, undetermined.
It wasn't until 2019, 4 years after Jamison's death, that she says she stumbled upon startling news. Fisher-Price announced a recall of its Rock and Play Incline Sleeper, the same product Jamison died in.
The anger I felt was my whole body was palpable. I could not believe.
According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission's records, the product has been tied to at least 100 infant deaths since 2012. A study it commissioned found the angle of the incline increased the risk of asphyxiation and suffocation. Shortly after the recall, a congressional investigation concluded that Fisher-Price failed to ensure the Rock and Play was safe before bringing it to market and found Fisher-Price was aware of injuries and deaths in the Rock and Play as early as 2012. The report also found even after the CPSC urged the company to disclose safety concerns in 2018, it still took more than a year for Fisher-Price to recall the product. Mattel, the parent company of Fisher-Price, did not respond to our request for comment.
They knew for years that infants were dying and not disclosing it, and during that time, many other infants died.
Regina Calcaterra represents 7 families whose babies died in Rock and Plays, including Connolly. Last year, Mattel settled with several of the families, but got Connolly's case dismissed, arguing in court that New York's 2-year statute of limitations had passed, and she needed to file her case before May 2017. That's 2 years before the recall of their product.
They're actually weaponizing the statute of limitations. For years, they hid the fact that babies were dying. What they were doing was pushing it down the line. So by the time the recall actually happened, the infants that died early on were not able to file a case because it didn't fall within the statute of limitations.
Delay denies justice.
Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal blames a law that requires the CPSC, the government agency whose job is to evaluate products for safety, to get permission from a manufacturer, like Mattel in this case, before it's allowed to warn the public of possible dangers, often creating that lag time.
The agency responsible for protecting your children should be unleashed to warn and to recall much more quickly.
Is anyone policing the safety of baby products before they hit shelves?
There's really no effective oversight of baby products before they're used by your infant. Often safety issues arise, sometimes causing death, and years pass before there's any effective action. This system is broken.
Say hi. Hi.
Connolly says she's found strength for her 2 living children, but her loss is immeasurable. 2 years after her son's death, her fiancé took his own life, she says consumed with grief. Connolly is appealing her case.
I will never stop this fight and the pursuit to bring justice to the both of them.
In a previous report, Mattel did respond to the congressional investigation, telling CBS News it disagrees with significant parts of its findings. Mattel maintains the Rock and Play had extensive research and testing and met or exceeded all applicable regulatory standards. Earlier this month, Connolly lost her appeal, but says she won't give up and hopes her story saves lives. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, New York.
The cooler company Igloo and the Consumer Product Safety Commission announcing the recall of more than 1 million flip and tow coolers sold in the U.S. The recall notice says the tow handle can pinch customers' fingertips, potentially crushing or even amputating them. This recall involves Igloo 90-quart flip and tow rolling coolers manufactured prior to January 2024. The recalled coolers have a tow handle. Igloo is printed on the side of the coolers. The date of manufacture is imprinted on the bottom of the cooler in a circular pattern with an arrow pointing to the mouth of manufacturer and the last 2 digits of the year of the manufacturer inside the circle. If you have or think you may have one of the coolers recalled, call Igloo. Well, the Ford F-150 is no longer America's #1 vehicle. Data from JATO Dynamics found Toyota's RAV4 dethroned the F-150. The pickup truck was in the top spot for decades. Researchers say the RAV4's hybrid powertrain is a big reason for its rise in popularity. Honda CR-V sales also rose, while Tesla had sales decrease in 2024. As wildfires raged in Los Angeles, tens of thousands of people were evacuated. At least a dozen schools were damaged, including some that were destroyed. In the days following evacuation orders and school closures, one organization stepped in to help parents and children find normalcy. Dania Bacchus shows us how Project Camp provided a safe space to help families get back on their feet.
Thumbs up! Thumbs up! Wrists together!
This may appear to be your typical kids camp, with camp songs, arts and crafts, and the sound of laughter. But there's more at play here.
It'll be 2 kids drawing and one will look up and say, I lost my house, did you? And the one will go, yup. And then they just keep drawing.
Every child at Project Camp in Los Angeles has been impacted by the recent wildfires.
Our school burnt down, so we can't really go to school.
9-year-old Rose McCabe's Altadena school is unrecognizable. The only thing identifying it is the sign.
I feel kind of sad.
And 9-year-old Saffron Scarbeck understands the magnitude of what was lost.
My house didn't burn, but my friend's house is burned, and it kind of feels like my house burned.
Project Camp operates all over the country, hosting pop-up camps after natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, and wildfires. It provides trauma-informed care for children while parents work on taking care of things needed to rebuild. Ozzie Barron is a co-founder and the deputy director.
The thread that we do see is really just a need to return to normal for a little bit, a need to feel like you have your feet back under you, and that's what we try to do.
Project Camp isn't just a place for kids to come and play. Organizers say they aim to create a community and a safe space for kids to process what's going on around them.
They process through play, they process through talking to one another, they process through art and blowing off steam and downtime and just being around kids.
A relief for Rose McCabe's mother, who was a kindergarten teacher at her daughter's school.
I'm grateful for this because actually one of my biggest fears was like, how am I going to rebuild a school with my team if I'm with my kids?
Project Camp allows kids and parents to escape the uncertainty by providing a sense of normalcy. Dania Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Project Camp's pop-up camps are free. They usually are up and running within 48 hours after disaster strikes.
Changing lives by removing tattoos. I'm Dania Bacchus with a look at a program helping people erase bad decisions.
Welcome back. This Heart Month, wearable technology like smartwatches has made it easier for patients to monitor their heart health, sleep, diet, and exercise. But a new survey shows many patients are not sharing that critical data with the one person who should be in the loop, their doctor. Michael George has more.
When Sue Van Wassenhoef took a few falls at home, her children bought her a smartwatch to track her health.
I have some other health issues, but I have sleep apnea. And one of the things that's great is that this measures my heart rate and my breathing during the night. So I wear my watch 24/7.
So when the device flagged her heart rate was dropping several times at night, the 78-year-old made an appointment to see her cardiologist.
I got the alert with this great big exclamation point in yellow that I had gone below the danger zone, that I have it set. I told her that.
A new survey finds 2/3 of Americans use a device regularly to monitor heart health, with the smartwatch and portable blood pressure machine most popular. But just 1 in 4 share that data with their doctor, something Dr. Lakshmi Mehta with Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says they should be doing.
These devices can give a lot of information. They're looking at their heart rate. If the heart rate is less than 50, that's going to be a cause of concern. Or if the heart rate is above 100 and you're sitting there relaxing, that's a concern as well.
While the technology is helpful, Dr. Mehta cautions it's not foolproof.
Heart rate and heart rhythm have been really tested and are much more validated, but there's other things like the oxygen level and temperature that data can vary a bit. Technologies are not to replace the visit with the physician.
Sue learned her smartwatch can capture an EKG, and the results can be sent to Dr. Mehta through her electronic medical chart.
That's just invaluable. It's a great way to participate in my health care.
And that gives her and her family peace of mind. Michael George, CBS News.
Doctors say since the devices have the potential to catch health issues earlier, patients may want to discuss any changes they see with their doctor sooner rather than waiting for their annual checkup. Well, for many, tattoos are a form of creative expression, but they are also something people can regret. Dania Bacchus shows us how one program is helping people remove bad decisions.
With a quick and steady zapping sound, Dr. Robert Reese is performing what his patients call a life-changing procedure, one that Reina Alexandra Garcia says has given her a second chance.
A lot of doors have been opening. It feels very amazing.
For years, Reina had a clown face tattoo and other ink on her face and neck.
I used to get tattoos when I was going through so much pain.
The reminders of that pain are slowly fading thanks to tattoo removal services through Homeboy Industries in Los Angeles, a program dedicated to rehabilitation of former gang members. Dr. Reese is a UCLA health physician and volunteer.
Our mission here is to remove things that would prevent you from getting a job. Clearly, tattoos on your face would do.
He says the laser breaks down permanent ink particles into smaller particles so the immune system can safely remove them from the body.
We take 10, 12 treatments. It depends a lot on the density of the ink. Also depends on the color of the ink. Certain colors are more difficult. We have a cooling machine that helps decrease the pain because it produces a lot of heat.
Tattoo removal usually costs thousands of dollars, but it's done here at Homeboy Industries for free. And while it's a long and painful process, the clients say it's worth it.
I feel like as it's coming off, I'm healing.
Desiree Marufo has been going to Dr. Reese for 2.5 years to remove the tattoos of her abuser.
He put his face, he put his name, any kind of marks that he could leave besides the beatings.
Marks now a part of her past, allowing her and others to make room for their future. Dania Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Homeboy Industries was started in 1988. Its tattoo removal is the most popular and critical service for the program's participants. Well, the Super Bowl was the other weekend, it seems, but the football season is just getting started for some in Mississippi, and the participants may not be who you would expect. Erin S. Lee explains.
Play your heart out, have fun, and don't listen to what anybody says or think, and just play like you always play. Ready, go.
Having fun is exactly what Van Cleve High School freshman Savannah Hoke and her fellow Lady Bulldogs plan to do as they flip the script on the outdated adage and hit the field this spring. A year after launching girls high school flag football in Louisiana, the New Orleans Saints are moving into Mississippi for a girls' league of their own. All-Pro linebacker Demario Davis announced the new 12-team league, which includes 3 schools from Jackson County, during Super Bowl festivities in NOLA last week. According to Van Cleve Athletic Director Dean LaPoma, the Saints' support is invaluable.
Well, it's just a great thing because, you know, schools, public schools, we don't have the money to go out and buy all the equipment, buy all the uniforms, start from scratch. And the Saints and the MHSAA have come in and they've given us everything we need.
St. Martin High School AD Jesse Canode says the pilot program could even be worth its weight in gold.
I feel like, you know, we're empowering our young ladies to, you know, break barriers and stereotypes, and you know, also we may have a gold medal winner coming from, you know, South Mississippi. This is going to be an Olympic sport in 2028.
More than 30 girls signed up for tryouts in Van Cleve, including one who is no stranger to the pigskin. Junior Jordan Rayner also kicks for the boys' varsity team, but admits the opportunity to play with the girls just makes sense.
It's made it a little easier because now I'm out here with girls, so I can enjoy myself a little more and just be able to have more people to talk to, I guess, out here. But it's a little different because, I mean, the rules are different.
Bulldogs football coach Todd Alford tells WLOX tryouts have been competitive, and he wishes he could keep them all.
We have a lot of girls that came out yesterday and that are just, they're giving it their all. They're trying to be part of the team, and we wish we could take all of them, but you know, they're kind of limited on the numbers that we got right now. And that's not just us, that's the whole program. But hopefully it'll grow and hopefully it'll be something we can look forward to in the future.
Now, flag football will be included in the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Mount Etna delivered a mesmerizing display of nature's power on Friday with fiery lava cascading from the newly active Boca Navu, maybe I'm saying that correct, crater. Footage was released by Etna Walk, provided a rare close-up view of Europe's tallest volcano in action as the region experienced ongoing seismic activity. Several earthquakes with magnitudes reaching up to 3.7 were detected in the summit area, likely a result of internal magma movements beneath the surface. Standing at approximately 10,800 feet tall, Mount Etna looms over the town of Katina and remains one of the world's most active volcanoes. While eruptions are frequent, they rarely cause significant damage. With its first recorded eruption dating back to 425 BC, Mount Etna boasts the longest documented history of volcanic activity known to science, continuing to captivate and remind us of Earth's dynamic forces. And get this, scientists are learning that Earth's magnetic field is triggering a superpower in sea turtles. Who knew? Loggerhead sea turtles have the ability to find nesting and feeding areas without landmarks. A new study has shown loggerheads actually memorize magnetic fields to help them find foods after migrating. Researchers said that captive juvenile loggerheads will dance in a particular movement pattern in response to magnetic cues. The process reminds them where they previously partook in meals. More information is in the journal Nature. Nature is so amazing. All right, we'll be right back. Well, Valentine's Day has passed, but as we all know, love lives on past a Hallmark day. Recently, a bargain find in Minnesota showed how true love was connected some 80 years ago and is preserved for the next generation.
Angelina Palumbo is doing her part to save the environment.
Going to Goodwill is how I instead of buying new, I try to find things thrifted and give a new purpose to them.
But on a recent trip to Goodwill, someone's donation mistake turned the thrifter into a detective.
I was looking for jazz records and I found them and I picked it up and I pulled it out and these two little records came out with them. I thought, oh my gosh, score, 3 records for one, rock on.
You my darling, I fave.
Those two smaller records carried the voices of a young military man and his wife, recorded more than 70 years ago. Service members kept in contact with their loved ones by sending these small records back and forth through the mail.
I unfortunately lost my grandparents at a young age, and so hearing this, I know if I was his family, I would give a lot to hear my grandparents talk about each other, the way that they talk about each other.
She contacted us at WCCO, and we got a viewer tip that the couple lived here in Minnesota and was married many years. Family donated the records only after the couple passed away recently.
It was amazing.
Oh, no, that was so sweet.
We arranged a meeting, and Angelina got to meet the couple's daughter-in-law and hand over the love letter records.
It made me really happy that we're able to kind of have full circle, full closure. Thank you to everybody who helped us find them. It means so much to me.
Angelina is proud she could help the love story, created over 70 years ago, live on.
It's about doing the right thing. I think anybody would have done the same thing I did.
In celebration of their 20th anniversary, Jonas Brothers are pleased to announce JonasCon, a special one-day event taking place in their home state of New Jersey on March 23rd. This milestone event will feature live performances, DJ sets, question-and-answer panels, fan activations, pop-up surprises, immersive experiences, and special guest appearances to celebrate the band's incredible 2 decades. From their early beginnings to global pop icons, JonasCon will honor the band's incredible journey while also showing their appreciation to fans who have been with them from the beginning. You can register for free today at jonasbrothers.com. All right, the Oscar-nominated Bob Dylan biopic heads to home video. Oscar nominee Flow debuts on Max, and Buena Vista Social Club gets an interesting retro reissue. Rick DeMilja has more.
Better stay away from those that carry around a fire hose. Keep a clean nose, watch your plain clothes. Don't need a weatherman to know it's the wind blows.
A complete unknown hits the home video circuit. The Bob Dylan biopic, nominated for 8 Academy Awards, will be available from digital services February 25th, with Blu-ray releases slated for April 1st. Flow finds its way home. The Latvian film nominated for the Best Animated Feature and Best International Feature Oscar is now available to stream on Max.
Dos gardenias para ti, con ella quiero decir.
Buena Vista Social Club gets an unusual re-release. The Grammy-winning album, featuring an ensemble of Cuban musicians produced by Ry Cooder, is out now as a 4-LP set, but will also soon be available on reel-to-reel. Threading the tape in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I want to see the Bob Dylan biopic. And for you audiophiles out there, the reel-to-reel version of Buena Vista Social Club will set you back $450, which makes the vinyl edition look like a bargain at $120. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you next time on WCBI Mid-Morning.